Hello everybody, Wowa here, and hopefully today is the final episode of the goddess statue. So we only have a couple things left to do. We have to add one more roof to the other tower. We have to build the wings, and then we just have to add the details. So luckily there's not a lot that has to be done. It's relatively easy to do, and hopefully we'll be finished this episode, which is really cool because there's actually not much left to do, and it can be done pretty easily. The wings are probably going to be the easiest thing to do in this build, at least for today, considering that it's just it's an easy structure that's basically they're going to be made out of water. So that gives us a lot of options. So, from that, let's get started. Alright everybody, I think we're actually done. The reason I say that is because if you add too much to a build, it can actually make it bad. I've sort of got this sense that if I do anything else to it, unless it's like minor details, like for instance changing a block here and there to make it more aligned, I'll actually ruin the build. So what I want to do right now is let's do a quick flyover and see what we finished. So we have the goddess statue in the center with her 4 arms. She's holding 2 of the lanterns, 1 in each hand. Let's see, we've got the infinite bowl of water with another lantern in the center. Then if we go up to the top, we can see that coming down from her helmet there is water pouring into the central fountain chamber with another lantern. And we have the central fountain chamber. Now there's some things that are probably going to be changed in here, like these torches. But as you can see, there's the ice ceiling and the main channels, and apparently some stone I forgot to change into wool. I guess I'll be doing that as one of the things that I do next. But you know, that I'll consider that along with the details. And then when we go along the channels, there's also these this main room here, which needs some stairs in certain spots, but is actually traversable. And it has a water curtain. And as you can see, there's some stones that need to be changed out because they're all creeper face sandstone, and it should be detailed more. So we have those completed as well. And if we go over here, we can see, you know, the trees that are growing along the sides of the channels, and some of the reeds, and things of that nature. There's a second level, which could have some details in it, but it currently doesn't have any. And it has this roof that also leads into the central fountain chamber. And then we have the wings. So the wings are actually composed entirely out of water. Now when you're up close it doesn't look like much, but if you actually travel backwards you can see that the wings actually do form into these giant sort of, they don't look entirely like wings because the water, you know, goes all the way down to the limit, but it gets the effect done. Now what I wanted to do was actually have that those wings sort of tip down, and I was thinking about doing that for a while and having it go all the way to the end, but I kind of like how it is at the moment. So there's only one thing left to do, and we're going to do that right now. So there's 1 block left at the bottom from where we started this whole project, and that's this block right here. This is the block that started the whole thing, and to signify that the build is complete, we're going to break that block. Now I couldn't do that with the previous build of 1 block at a time because, well, it was integrated right into the build. So let's get started with that, and boom, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and call this one completed. At least as far as a time-lapse goes. Now there's still, you know, the minor details and everything else, and when I eventually make this a downloadable file, a downloadable save, you'll be able to take a closer view at it and fly through the world. However, I'm not going to do that until I have more builds here. So if we go this way though, you'll see that we're actually pretty close to the whale, and you can see it from here. So the 2 builds can see themselves, which is I think really good because it makes it appear as though the whale is heading towards the shrine. So you can see that from the whale, and up here on these towers, which I think is really important, that the build should be within distance of each other, visual distance, so that way players know where to go next. So, that being said, I'm going to chalk this one up as complete until, the final details are done. So, I've been Wawa, and if you enjoyed this build, and all of its episodes, of course, then feel free to give me a like. I really appreciate it. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And, oh, one more thing. You may have noticed when I was building, there's actually an error, a significant one in the build. Now, it's not so much to make it appear offset, but this tower here, if we take a look, is actually not even. As you can see right here. And because of that, it makes it made it so I had to extend this one out an additional level, and the top wasn't even as a result. So the lantern on top doesn't look like the lantern on the other side, but from a distance you can't really tell. So that's what I was saying in my previous videos with the whale, that if you do get a well, you can sort of tell that that one's shorter than the other one. Yeah, that one's definitely shorter. I might fix that later. But that's one of those things that I was saying in a previous build, that, if you do have an error, don't freak out, because, everything doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical when you're building things this large. So, like I was saying, let me go over here in front of the head. And, there we go. And I've been Wawa. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like or a comment. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. I actually really enjoy building these mega structures and the time lapses. So if you'd like to see more, let me know. If you have any ideas for what you would like to see in my one block at a time series, have me build, go ahead and write it in the comments. And I'll enable voting on the comments in this video, and you can go ahead and vote on the comments. So, I've been Wow. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.